Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to talk a quick talk about the 808 Surf Tracker app and what the heck is the deal with it, and what's up with the title. So let's get to it. So initially back in December, like nearing the end of December, closer to Christmas, like a few days before, I actually started doing the whole planning process of it. Well, I mean, a few days before that too, I started thinking about it. And yeah, I actually had this whole thing planned out on the app that I was actually gonna make. It was supposed to be a global surf tracker, not just 808. You know, I had this whole, like, I'm not joking, like I have these index cards right here. I had like mock-up, you can't see them too well, but anyway, I mocked it up. I mocked up like what every page would do, all that type of junk, you know. And all these little, you know, capabilities and feature, it would have taken a little bit longer to make, yes, for sure, but it would have had way more features and, you know, all these things. I had this whole idea. So I started, you know, like I said, I did the whole planning phase, and then from that little mock-up I started doing some research, because I just kind of figured like surf data is out there, you know, and whatever. So I spent quite a lot of time doing all this research, and I started looking, and I noticed that the best ones, or the good ones, good surf data, were not free. And I was like, oh shoot, that sucks. So I started looking at, you know, the public surf data. They were okay. I mean, like, formatting wasn't even that great either. Like, the data itself was just whatever. So I had to kind of, you know, I had to make a decision. You know, did I want to like pay for something like provided for free? And this is my first app now, think about it. So I'm not getting, you know, I'm like, let me put it this way. I've already started to put money into the company itself, like having to do all the, you know, the applications and everything else for it, you know, even applying for a Google developer, yeah, like Google developer account, Apple developer account, all that type of junk, plus all this business related things. I was already paying, like, you know, money up front, you know, and I was already losing money. Not just that, time is something that I'm never gonna get back, and I feel like that's way more important than money. So I was like, shoot, I want to release, you know, this app that I originally planned, but I was thinking like, man, I can't. I mean, not right now at least. I just figured, you know what, let's dumb this down by a lot. So born the 808 Surf Tracker. I was like, ah, shoot, you know what, there's some Hawaii data here. I'm in Hawaii. I used to surf, not as much anymore, barely. Anyway, I figured, you know what, let's just start small, make a 808 Surf Tracker app, you know, just for locals here. And I figured, you know, winter season's here, big waves, it'll come in handy. So I started doing more research, and I was just looking at all the data, and I was like, man, data sucks. So I was just like, shoot, the best one I could find was this like one long string, and I had to parse it. I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just go with this. And I don't mind parsing. I've done a lot of regex stuff. It's whatever. I really don't mind, as cryptic as it is. So I started, and I was just like, shoot, how do I want to parse this? So I started, you know, I had to wait. So the data does not get updated like too often. It's like, I think every, like, it's in intervals, but it's like 4 to 6 hours, something like that. So I was like, I'd have to wait for like a whole day's worth of data, compare all the different updates and see how they differ. before I could start actually doing any regex stuff, yeah, or any parsing. And I started looking at it, I was like, man, it's not really that consistent. So I was like, shoot, this is gonna suck. So now I was like, man, you know what? Maybe I can just dumb down this parsing logic and just, take the data as it is or close to as it is. It's formatted pretty well. I just have to make sure that I use like a monospace font, so it's everything looks how it looks when you're looking at it from the website, and it's spaced out the way it was meant to be spaced out. So I was like, you know what? I'll do that. I'll break them apart by islands, and grab the summary as well. I'll just parse it at that level. I'm not gonna go down to like the waves and the temperature, the winds, the tide, all that sort of stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna break it down that far, and like even the waves and all that stuff. So I was like, I'll just break it down by island and see where that goes. So I did, and that's how I ended up with this horizontal scrolling app. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I wish it didn't do this. I wish I could just parse it. I mean, I'm sure I could. It's gonna take time, like much more time than I really want to dedicate, because to be honest, by this point I was already also working on I started doing planning and partial working on the game, on a mobile game app already. And I was just like, man, you know what, this is gonna be my entry to the mobile development or the mobile scene, and I'm just let's just get my feet wet first, put something in and work from there. So I started working on the app, and it didn't take too long, honestly. And you guys have heard me ramble on the other videos already. The part that took a lot of time, we're doing all these legal compliance reading like related stuff, man. I was just like, it took so much of my time just having to make sure like I don't go breaking laws and or doing stupid stuff that would like unknowingly, and then it gets my developer accounts terminated or suspended or whatever. I'm just like, all that hard work. So I had to check for all that kind of stuff. Even the website, I mean, shoot, I had to do all that stuff with the cookies and whatever, because I do plan to add authentication and other junk like I mentioned in the other video. But anyway, jumping off topic there. So yeah, that's pretty much how the app ended up that way. And for those that are interested, what I used, I decided to go with the React Native. I've worked with React pretty extensively, and I'm very familiar with it by now. I've started up like multiple React projects already, and I've wired it with a lot of like other things, yeah. So I was like, yeah, you know what, let's just go with this. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought about just doing native development, which I'm sure would have taken much longer because I would have had to rewrite the app twice. But I did, like, I do have Android Studio and Xcode on my old MacBook Pro ready. Like, I've updated them, and I'm just like, man, I kind of want to do it this way, but I was like, you know what, let's give React Native a try. I've never done React Native. Like, I've worked with React, not React Native. So again, like I said, this is my first mobile development, and I found different, like quite a few differences actually. I mean, the basic stuff is there, but like there's a lot of differences for sure, and some weird stuff with like the hook, like use effect hooks, and actually all the other React hooks that I was finding out and other people were having issues with as well. Oh, and man, talk about wasting time. So I initially wanted to do I did set up so I have ad mobs. I have ads on there. You guys already noticed. The plan was to serve personalized ads, right? So again, I had to waste time, or not waste time, but I had to spend time looking through like all the compliance and all these new what do you call privacy policy stuff and all these things for serving personalized ads. And I had set up my ad mobs to like all my ads in AdMob to to be compliant with all that stuff, right? Like I had the consent banner, all that junk, like I had to set up. Then came back to the development, I started working, and I was like, shoot, Expo doesn't have a way to use those consent banners. Like they're not developed yet. And I'm looking, all these other developers, and they're asking for it. I'm like, no, that sucks. I started looking outside of Expo, and I did find some React Native libraries that were able to do it. And I was like, you know what? I wonder if it'll work. And unfortunately, it doesn't. Yeah, so the only way I would have been able to make, I even messaged the guy that made that one library that I'm working with, and even he doesn't know. And he actually asked if, when I do eject, I plan to eject. I told him I'm planning to eject and try it out. So yeah, I still have to do that. I'm having some issues ejecting right now out of Expo. I'm getting some errors, so I have to report that too. But yeah, so it sucks. I wasted all that time setting up the consent banners for and reading about it and all that stuff, only to not be able to serve personalized ads. So I was just like, shoot, man, that really sucks. So again, it got simplified some more. The app went from like having all these consent stuff to serve personalized ads to not, and without all that junk. So I'm just like, man, this is like getting stripped down. And I'm just like, whatever, let's just go with it. Let's just publish it and go with it. And yeah, that's pretty much why it ended up the way it did. From, a great plan to this super lame, simple, small little app. I'm just like, you know what? I was happy though. I was happy that it's even out there. Like I said, this is my first mobile app, and I'm just like, there's gonna be more, and I do plan to work on more things. I'm having fun doing this, working on my own things and not what companies tell me to work on. I enjoy this, so it's really cool. I've been in contact though with one of those APIs that I was looking at for surf data, and cool guy. It's just yeah, it will cost money. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I do plan to keep my apps as free as possible. Like just serve ads. That's how I'll just monetize it that way, and then use that profit to, hopefully, I'll use that to kind of funnel. Like I'll funnel the profit from that to, probably pay for the API or something. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Like I still kind of want to make a surf app, a surf tracker app, but yeah, it's that's gonna have to get pushed back. And that's pretty much about it. That's the very summarized story of how the 808 Surf Tracker came to be. If you guys have any questions on what I used, and or if you're building your first mobile app or whatever, and I mean, if you have some kind of question like regarding coding or some of the stuff that I went through with like having to deploy, and again all these compliancy stuff, yeah, hit me up in the comments. I'll try to get back to you when I can. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and you have a good day. Okay.